You know, despite having packed and unpacked her millions of times when I was through hiking the AT, this is the neatest she's ever looked. Look at that, that is tight. I'm very excited about this today. Okay, we're back at the convenience store where we left off yesterday. Mikey just dropped us off. Absolutely phenomenal human being. Thank you so much, Mikey. And we're gonna be doing a whole lot of road and Forest Service road walking again today. And some sad news. This is gonna be Chris's Cowboy's last day on trail. He got some pretty bad blisters on his feet from all of this road walking in the heat. So he's gonna get off and take care of himself. But he is still staying in the area to run some support for me, which I deeply appreciate. So we're just gonna, you know, enjoy this last day with the two of us. And we are back on home sweet Forest Service Road for the day. Richey just almost made that snake exceptionally angry. So I know I'm only a few days into this trip, but there are some things that I was thinking about I would do differently if I had to do this segment over again. One of the things definitely top of the list I would do differently is I'm wearing my Hoka Clifton 9s, and they're my road running shoes. And the reason I wore my road running shoes instead of my trail running shoes is because I figured there's a lot of road walking, not just in segment 15 where it's mostly road walking, but also in segment 16. But the problem is we were on trail for the first few days, and because road runners are built more for flexibility and with a little more narrow toe box, because you're doing something different on a sturdy surface than you are with trail runners, my feet got really torn up because they were sliding all around my trail runner or all around my road runners, whereas if I wore my trail runners, which are a little more rigid, I wouldn't have had those issues. So I've got some blisters on my feet. And I definitely would have double socked like I did on the AT with my Engine G-liner, my Darn Tough sock. But I would have to wear my trail runners to do that because my road runners are actually half a size smaller than my trail runners. I think I'd also start out with more water, and definitely would reach out to trail angels like Tim earlier in the game to get places to stay lined up, because a lot of this hiking along a lot of these eastern segments is more urban hiking, and then Forest Service back roads, which you can of course camp on the Forest Service back roads, but when you're in the towns, legally you can't just plop your tent and camp where you want. So the trail angels have been absolutely incredible, so kind, and have hooked us up with camping spots in town when we're ending our day in town. There's just a few of the things I was thinking about while walking these endless Forest Service roads that I could have done differently for this segment. I get so distracted. I just picked up this pine cone and it's literally the size of my head. This is nuts. So I just stopped to mix some lights, which I'm gonna do in a second, and I checked the thermometer and it's 95 degrees and it's not even 10 a.m. Yay. The forest looks so dense over there, and then it's so open on this side of the road. This is the second railroad crossing on the same tracks we crossed earlier. All we did was a big loop around. Just a little bit of complete shade. Well, we briefly left the set of Forest Service roads that were on this morning for a real road for like 5 minutes. We're back on our Forest Service road home, although this is going to be the last one for today. Well, it's just after 11 and we're in the home stretch. We've made it to Weatherington Landing Road, which has no shoulder. So basically we've just been walking on the road and then getting off into the grass whenever somebody drives towards us. But it is hot. I haven't checked my thermometer again, but I would not be surprised if we were already north of 100 because it is real toasty out here. Just enjoying a view of the swamp while we walk. A little variation in terrain, not just road and woods. Just found the Stella post office, which means our 13.6 day is done before noon. Killing it! Well, we're just gonna be hiker trash in front of the Stella post office until Tim comes to pick this guy up. It's actually only 90 degrees, so I think the temperature's actually gone down, which is shocking. But to be fair, there's some clouds moving in. Like I said, I would bet money we were above 100 earlier. Needless to say, feet are out, airing out, and I'm just chilling, waiting. Well, I just met Scott, and he's gonna be my host for the night, and he owns all the land that's over there, so he said I can set up my tent anywhere I want, and he's got bathrooms that he just cleaned for me and a water hose, so I'm set to go for today, and I'll have time to relax and rest my feet. I'm gonna stick in the shade for a little while longer though, because it's hot. Home sweet tent on Scott's property right next to the river in Stella. Super beautiful. I'm gonna head down to the dock and swim in a little bit. Well, Scott was kind enough to give me permission to swim off of his dock, so I'm gonna take a quick dip and cool off. I think I'm working on my suntan today because I have not sunscreened yet, and it's been sunny the whole day, but we'll see. Well, that was the most fun I've had all day. Tim just taught us how to identify fiddler crabs if they're left or right-handed. That one's left-handed because it has the giant claw on the left side. All right, well, I just said goodbye to Chris's Cowboy and Tim. I'll see them in a couple of days. I'm really sad that Chris's Cowboy had to get off trail, but I definitely think he's making the right decision for himself, for how hot it's been, and for how torn up his feet are, because his feet look really, really bad. So it'll just be my mug you guys have to deal with for the next few days while I'm on trail, and my goal is to get as many miles done in segment 15 as possible, because we did in fact finish segment 16 today, which is really exciting. It makes me feel like I actually took a chunk out of the MST, so that's pretty fun. But yeah, we'll see what the rest of the night holds. I just went through and afterbited all of the spots on my legs. Like, I don't even know. That one's super itchy. I have no idea what got me there. I think it was a mosquito. And then I think these were all sand fleas from the other day when we were on the beach. Please excuse my massively hairy legs. And I think that was a mosquito. I've got skeeter bites all the way up here, like on my knees. Like, they're just everywhere. I've basically just been a bug snack this week. Guys, I'm gonna be so honest with you. Today literally feels like a Nero. Like, I got into camp before lunch, and I know we did almost 14 miles, but I've been relaxing. It's been great with swimming. I asked Scott if he needed help with anything. He's like, nah, I'm good. And you know, like, I've sat down by the dock and watched some guys are testing jet skis in the river, which has been very entertaining because they've just been going full throttle at it. And I filled up my water for tomorrow. I'm probably gonna cook early and eat dinner early tonight. But yeah, it's just been it's like an on-trail Nero. Like, I don't know, it's been good. It's been fun. Been giving myself a little leg and foot massage to get ready for tomorrow. This is nice, and I'm enjoying this. Other than it's really hot. I'd be okay if it was a little cooler, but if that's my only complaint, I'm living my best life. Side note, it's 100 degrees in my tent, so I'm gonna head back outside again, where I'm pretty sure it's only like 95 degrees. So I came over to this picnic table in the shade at a place where somebody else is staying to cook my meal because my tent's over 100 degrees. And I kid you not, Scott just rode his forklift over there and planted that picnic table right next to my tent. What a guy. Oh, I got sunburned today. So I just had dinner at some shaded picnic tables, and some paddle guides were there, and I met 2 out of 3 of them, Jess and Jackson, and we sat and we talked the whole of dinner about the AT and about the trail and about their kayaking adventures. And so it was really, really cool. I love getting to meet all the different people. that I get to meet on trail, and they gave me a little trail magic. They gave me a bag of pretzels, which is amazing because I definitely need some more snacks to get through tomorrow. But it's pretty toasty in my tent, so I might try opening up all of the vestibules and letting the sea breeze just glide right on through because I'm already sweating and I've been in here for like 3 seconds. And I'm gonna try to turn in earlier tonight. I don't know, I might stay up and watch sunset. I haven't decided yet. I'm really tired and I'm getting up at dark 30 tomorrow to start my hike, so yeah. Well, good night everybody.